Progress.
Gonna take it
Oh
nice and easy.
yeah. What is up, mother truckers?
Vroom,
Welcome
vroom.
to Comedians of Wrestling podcast. I'm gonna go easy on the intro today. Though I've been a bit lax on the intro for a while, if we want to be honest. You know what I mean? Cutting myself some slack, folks. But I am a bit sick. I'm a bit
Permanently,
under the weather. Now
permanently
I
sick.
seem to be attempting I seem to be going for a full-on, just a full life of sickness. Which I'm not even gonna say. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not gonna put that into the realm here.
No, no,
But anyway, I'm here. Regardless of that, we're a couple of days late for the pod because I haven't been feeling well. But it's fucking crazy, bro. Welcome to the Tullo's here. I tiptoe with Tullo. Just cut me some slack today, folks.
yeah, we're gonna cut you a lot of slack. We're gonna take it nice and easy. Oh God, don't tell me. Do not tell me that's the
I am
snake oil.
drinking. Tullo, you keep thinking. I am here. Well, by the way, this is the Comedians of Wrestling podcast. Hit us for bonus episodes. Patreon.com/comedians of wrestling. Hear our latest bonus episode. We now post the bonus episodes just spontaneously when we're feeling it, or something big happens in wrestling. And those are on our Patreon, and also you get access to the Discord. You can talk about wrestling with the cow fans. It's a good time. Uh, and we're gonna push our drop till next week, Tillo. I feel a
Okay.
little better. I can put some spice into it. But bonus app, we talked about the House of the American Dragon. It was House of
Correct.
Dragon, House of
Yeah.
American Dragon,
Uh-huh.
which is a hybrid episode where we discuss the life and career of one Brian Danielson and the television show House of Dragon, a Game of
House
Thrones
of
spin-offs.
the Dragons.
It's
We'll
House
get
of
there
the
eventually.
Dragon.
Yeah,
House
yeah.
of Dragon, which, by the way, discussed in detail how I don't know, I won't, something that I'm very into, I won't know a very obvious fact about it, like the title, House of the Dragon. So, and spoiler alert, most of the episodes talking about House of the Dragon.
We covered Brian Danielson, I think, for about 15 seconds.
Yeah, maybe 15 seconds. So
Right.
it's literally just called that for the wordplay. Just basic chaos bonus up. You want to hear us speak too? And I'll tell you this. Oh yeah, baby. Let me get some of this. Now, what Tullo's calling snake oil? Because I think you thought I said I. Did you think I called this drink snake oil?
Yeah. Oh well. I thought
I
that's
what I was saying is that the drink is called Vital Reds. Okay.
Okay.
And the guy who sells it, some guy named Dr. Gundry.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm saying he's a snake oil salesman, likely. The term snake oil. So it's not called that. Snake oil, like he's a charlatan, meaning he's a dude who's selling you products just for money, telling you they're going to make you better. Like the whole,
I thought all this
vitamin
time there was
industry.
actual snake oil in it. Wow. Okay. That makes me feel a
Yeah.
lot better. I mean, there probably is.
This is it. So they're getting a free ad here. But here's what I'll say about this stuff. So, like,
And you
Christina's
did start drinking it.
Christina,
And
like
have
her
been sick
family,
ever
they
since.
they drink it. They love it. It's like supposed to help your like gut health and shit. I'm always skeptical of everything. I think everything's a scam. Like I'm like this is a scam. But I'll say this is that since I haven't been feeling well, it's hard to drink coffee. Because it's just like when you're feeling sick, coffee is not the taste you want in your mouth. Do you have that? Like
Yeah, I
I,
agree.
s- I struggle with like anything that's not. Truthfully, I want like sweeter or fried food when I'm sick. For whatever fucking
Interesting.
reason. You know, which is I don't always give into that. You know what I mean? But when I do, I eat Dave's hot chicken.
How long ago did you start drinking Vital Reds?
I mean like just now, or do you mean like
No,
in the
like when? Like when did you start?
Probably
drinking
like
this?
only like a month.
Month?
Oh, you think this is why I'm sick?
Maybe.
That would be a completely valid.
Well, maybe get off the juice for a little bit and see if you start feeling better, man.
Anyway, that bonus episode's a blast. But Tula, that's a good point. So I got fucking. I mean, let's talk about this because like COVID's interesting because like I think the amount of people we wanted to like declare COVID over. And by the way, I'm one of those people because I just like can't take it anymore. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, it's even though it's clear, but sidebar, COVID, not even close to over. You know,
No.
and I'll say this: I got COVID the first time, was sick as shit. Remember, I announced my positive test on the podcast. Does anyone like? I feel like I might be in hell already. You know, I mean, I these past couple of fucking years, holy shit, some
I
nice highs.
announced,
You know,
I announced my positive test on the.
I announced my positive test on the pod, and that was actually kind of scary because it was like pre-vax COVID. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then there was the zone where everybody was like, "You're getting COVID," and everybody was vaccinated already, and it was no big. Like everyone was like, "All right, we're
Yeah.
all getting it. We're all fine." Everyone was like, well, you know, we're vaccinated. Everyone was fine. Then I got it the second time, and I was basically asymptomatic,
Yeah.
trapped in a hotel for last Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got COVID again this time, and I was sick as shit again. So whatever fucking variant's going on now, I don't have that new booster. I have a like a recent booster, but I don't have the new one, the Omicron
Yeah.
booster or whatever. I don't have that. I gotta get that shit. I mean, now I'm Donnie Booster. Like the day I'm eligible for the booster, I'm going in. Okay, this is my new nickname. I'm fucking Donnie Booster. Okay, baby. You see me walk around. I might as well have a shot hanging out my shoulder. You know.
Yeah.
But yo, so COVID, I got then I recovered. It's back in the gym. You know.
Uh-huh.
Then all of a sudden, the cough kicks in, and I'm sicker than I was the first round, like a week later.
Yeah.
So then I take a COVID test. Couple days, I just assume it's COVID flare up, but then I go take a COVID test because I just start realizing like I test negative,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, yo, I think maybe I just got something different. I got another thing, like a flu, you know. I've never had like chain sicknesses, like two sicknesses together.
No, yeah.
Anyway, holy shit, just like a perpetually sick. I've never been sick this amount of time. Sucks fucking ass, everybody. So anyway, all that being said, I'm here to do the pod because I'm a hero. You know
You
what
are.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a hero. I'm a hero. Um, cool. Tullo, how are you? What's up with you, bro?
You know what? I'm actually feeling kind of crazy. I drank absinthe last night, and I don't think that was a good idea.
Okay, that's not that's actual snake oil. That
Yeah.
absinthe is like a moonshine kind of thing, basically.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, but
What's going on there in Texas? What do you, Tula? What's your life? You know, I mean, what's your life like, bro? Like you're in Austin. You
I
got a
actually
nice
have a pretty normal life. But this
right.
weekend, I drank a lot, and I'm like to the point where I'm like, I really don't think I want to drink anymore.
So I quit
It's
drinking like 3 weeks ago. I was like, I think I'm done drinking. When I got back from Mexico, I was like, I'm gonna quit drinking. I'm like, I'm just done.
Mhm.
Not that I drank so much, but I was like, it's not. It doesn't give me. I was like, I find that it brings me down. You know, I
Mm.
mean, it is a depressant. We know that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then I quit drinking until the day somebody offered me a drink.
Mm.
Uh, I'm like, I
Funny
don't
how that
always.
works, right?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I'm I'm gonna struggle like just be like, hey, socially drinking. It's fun because I don't have a drinking problem.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah.
anyway, you got pulled in.
And it wasn't anything crazy. Just at my friend's place, and she makes an old fashioned, but she like rims the glass with absinthe, and then we moved on from that. And then I was just drinking absinthe with like water on ice, and honestly, shit got crazy. It's wild. I didn't believe it, but like I think it's like I think that's what they say about when you do shrooms, right? Like it's like something you should do. You have or ayahuasca kind of feeling. I feel like absinthe is the same thing. I think I'm changed forever.
Oh, really? What kind of experience did you have? What did you see?
I don't think I really saw anything. I just don't feel the same. And it was funny because one of the guys that I was hanging, one of my friends that I was hanging out with last night was like, "Yeah, like that was the thing that like someone was drinking and he like bit someone's ear off." So I think it makes you do crazy stuff.
All right, that's great. So you quit drinking. We're gonna keep track of that. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's follow up with what we talked about on the bonus episode. If you haven't heard this, the bonus episode we were talking about how I missed going to Skyler's party. Okay.
oh yeah.
So I
By the
missed
way,
going.
yeah,
What? And
congratulations to Skyler.
Skyler
Debut.
Aston, friend of the pod. Um,
He's the best.
So help me, Todd.
Yeah.
On CBS every Thursday. Available right now if you watch on Paramount Plus. If you're a Paramount Plus, Mark, which you should be, then go on there. You can watch it right now. And he said they're re-airing it. I don't know if this will be out at that time, but they're re-airing it due to its popularity.
Wow.
They're saying. They're re-airing it. Well, it's going to be tonight. So this will be out tonight, but, probably won't be there. But anyway, point is, you want to find something, go find it. Go buy it. Support Skyler's show. Okay?
Go. Okay.
Anyway, then Skyler listened to the bonus episode like we had said he would.
Yep.
And, I couldn't make it to his party because I had a positive COVID test. Okay?
Correct.
I was probably out of the contagious zone, we thought, but who the fuck knows,
Right.
And I was sounding, I was like, you know what? There's a chance I could do a sneeze situation or something and then feel guilty. All right, anyway. Then Skyler, he thinks this is going to help, starts texting me. I won't get into the specific info, whatever. But he texts me another piece of information.
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
have to keep vague, where I just go, yo, fuck COVID so much.
Yeah.
I
Right in
missed
the
out
ass.
the highest level of FOMO I've ever had. Okay?
Yeah.
The highest level of FOMO is all I can say. Now, that all being said, wrestling. In my sickness, I've watched wrestling. I will say this. I keep putting on wrestling and falling asleep. Not because wrestling is bad, but because I'm fucking tired.
Same.
I'm sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I keep passing out. But what I'll say about my first thought coming out of this pod right now, what I wanted to say the other day is this Extreme Rules card coming up seems to be one of the best built regular pay-per-view in years, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. So accurate. It's correct.
Obviously, there's the big four pay-per-views, and they've already made, Triple H's already made Survivor Series. He's up the ante there, adding War Games matches. That's going to be sick. But everything going on in Extreme Rules match right now, I think every single card on this match is built with a story. Am I correct?
You're correct.
And on top of that, it's very clear that Bray is going to show up or do something, or we'll get our next clue or whatever, right?
Right. Did you also see the announcement today?
What announcement? Maybe
About
not.
the fight pit? About the fight pit?
Oh, yes. The Daniel Cormier?
Yeah.
So, Daniel Cormier is the special guest referee for the fight pit match. That's fucking great.
Massive.
That
So
is
now,
amazing.
So people are thinking that Brock might show up, and it might be lead to a match in Saudi Arabia.
Survivor Series.
No, it's thinking Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I got to say, that would make me pretty upset. Because
It's a
why do
WrestleMania
these
match.
fucking Saudi shows, getting shit like that, It's kind of annoying how the Saudi money buys all this good shit. Because these Saudi matches, big things happen there. They're very much part of kayfabe. They're undeniably part of kayfabe at this point. But
it's also possible
they do
that
feel like
it leads,
they don't exist.
It's also possible that it leads to a Survivor Series match, Team Brock versus Team Cormier. All that stuff is in the mix, now. We're going. It's a massive reset with WWE, and nothing's off the table. I think I was saying to you, I was like, I can't wait to see what is about to happen, where wrestlers start to go, NXT gets back to its ways, I think we're just gonna see a lot of new wrestlers popping up in WWE too, and it's wild. It's we're getting everything we ever wanted. That That rules card is just so awesome. It's just
What the thing about pro wrestling is that it's very key for the cards. Let's not call them cards because that's kind of the
hmm
problem. Cards is not how you should look at pro wrestling.
hmm
The show, the running order, the
hmm
bookings should be more dynamic where there's storyline elements that should that draw you into wanting to watch this pay-per-view, not just like to see the blow off fight.
hmm
That's part of it, but not all of it. I mean, this is
right.
so the fact that you have a pay-per-view where right now you have like Cormier, we don't that could be open to something. And by the
hmm
way, if it leads to nothing, that's cool too. Because sometimes you don't want to be ahead of it always. You're right.
Correct.
You want to speculate, and then
hmm
and the Bray stuff going on. Not to
hmm
mention probably the Imperium. I think that probably leads that match probably lends itself to going into the War Games too. No.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's probably, they're setting that up there too. Um, yeah, but you have whatever's going to happen with Dominic. That can play a factor. You have so many
hmm
out of ring factors happening right now that that it just makes the pay per view something you want to watch because there will be surprises you want to see live. It's great,
Correct. Yeah, I mean,
fucking great.
I'm here for it. I really love what I'm watching on TV every week. There's just storyline after storyline after storyline after storyline. Like
Well, the
it makes you
Judgment Day heat is fucking great.
Judgment Day
Those
Heat's
guys are
great.
getting such heat. These guys are getting the crowd fucking booing them
hmm
hardcore. Hey,
Oh
you see
yeah,
Damian Priest he's yelling at the crowd, just being
yeah.
like, like trying to corral them, just be like, show some respect.
I mean, the thing I'm here the most for is the bloodline stuff. I mean, what the bloodline has become, and Sami Zayn and Jay Uso. It's like I'm just so blown away by it, like how good they're nailing that right now,
Yeah.
and it makes sense. Like they have the titles. This is like Game of Thrones esque almost, like you got the lead family up top. They hold all the hardware. There's always an outsider involved. The family keeps growing. Like it's sick. I love Jay like approach him. He's like, I see right. He's like, I see right through you, man. And I honestly think that's the story. I think Sammy is like
Infiltrating?
the I think he's infiltrating, and I think he's gonna try, and he'll be the one to like tear it all down from within,
Yeah.
because him and KO had that moment backstage too. Man, Kevin Owens is so good. I mean, it's just entertaining as fuck, man.
A lot of great shit happening. Not to mention the big thing, which is that this is truly an Extreme Rules pay per view.
Yeah,
Like
the
that's the
ladder
obvious.
match.
Yeah, like
Holy shit!
every match, it's literally a ladder match, strap match, fight pit, Extreme Rules match, I Quit match, and uh oh yeah, this is the 6 man. This is the good old fashioned Donnie Brook match.
Donnybrook match is the best.
So yeah, there we go, baby. So anyway, I'm dying. Sorry. Uh, pretty great. Um,
Incredible.
Yeah, pretty great stuff. Where do you think they go with these? I mean, so pretty much with this is we got one more week of Raw and SmackDowns, but um, do we have a Lashley match on here? Looks like
No.
no, not yet. Or maybe we won't get one. Because it would be cool to do something with Lashley. I wouldn't mind seeing him in some kind of extreme match.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's where it needs to be. They can always add one more match they want to, but I don't think they're going to do it. So
Yeah.
I expect like something big for him, maybe like on Raw on Monday.
Well, they'll
Following.
give him something in Saudi too.
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah,
know?
definitely.
But because last time he was in Saudi, if that was the last time, was when I think he wrestled Goldberg. No,
Mm,
that was a fucking great match. I
right.
think Goldberg speared him off the ramp.
He did.
That was a good time. That match, everyone dug that match. It was like Goldberg's first good reviewed match in like forever. He like knew he had to do it. Like 4 matches where he almost killed his opponent,
Yeah,
and
awesome.
then yo, so Matt Riddle Rollins in the fight pit,
Uh huh.
but barring like we have you know this like Brock thing that fucks the whole thing up. You can't let Riddle lose the fight pit, right? His own match.
I mean, I don't see why not.
The only reason I bring this up is because Rollins has been like eating losses like crazy, you know?
He's so fucking good, man. It's
Yeah.
amazing how on
Seth
fire
Rollins
he
is
is.
like probably the most losingest wrestler of like the year, but no one cares, because he's Seth. And,
Yeah, because he's Seth and he's awesome. Like he's really killing it. Like
yeah,
I think after this fight pit, we see Seth like in a real money zone, like big time.
it is
And
kind of like yeah,
here's the thing I thought about today because I watched a clip on Twitter and it was Cody's return at WrestleMania. Man, I got like emotional watching it. One because it's awesome, and
yeah,
because we never thought it would happen. So to see it again now is crazy. And two, we were there, so we
yeah.
saw it live. And then I see Seth how he's working that whole like the facial expressions, everything he's doing. Man, when Cody comes back, WWE is gonna be insane. Like I think about it, man. It's like it's
Probably Rumble,
wild.
right? We thinking Rumble?
I would hope so, unless he comes back for like Survivor Series as like a special guy in the War Games thing. But I don't know if he's gonna be healed by then or what's his status. But I know he was saying it was gonna be less than what it expected. So, but I think the Rumble return would be insane.
Yeah. I mean, my thought is my thought is you probably by then you're setting up for a Rollins Cody probably rematch at Mania, right? If Roman Rock is happening, right?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly I think we've gotten to the point with WWE now where we can't even look too far ahead because I
Well,
think
what?
in this short time period of what we're gonna have, there's gonna be a lot of like, who knows where they're gonna want to go and how they
Yeah,
want to do it, you know?
yeah,
So I think we're in a special like for the first time ever, like you're looking forward to like what's next, like each week, like each pay-per-view. Like it hasn't been that way in a while. So like whenever Cody comes back, I gotta imagine he's going for the title. Like I gotta
yeah.
imagine he
So
should be the one that does it, you know?
then you get the title off of Roman, and then just have Rock Roman for no title.
Yeah,
Again,
or
we've
get I
talked
mean
about this
Cody,
like 40 times, but I,
yeah.
I, I am bummed about a match where the title's on the line involving The Rock,
Yeah.
because I think it's really fun because The Rock's a guy who has the balls to like win it and do a little run.
Yeah.
But he's fucking Rock is officially hitting he's officially hitting too old to
Mhm.
to be like, I don't know. He could wrestle one or couple matches a year. I don't know, bro. I mean, he's jacked to hell.
Yeah.
But I mean, bro, eating like spears from Roman, you like that. Because lifting, I know from personal experience, because I'm like a dude who lifts. I've been so
Mhm.
sick, I can't even look in the mirror at my body. It's
Ugh.
like a nightmare. I'm gonna go back when I'm healthy. I'm going back to the gym. What I do is I wear like a baggy shirt for like 2 months. I work out like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm sure this is a very healthy way to be. You know. And and I work out and I do work out. I do it for me. I'm not doing it for
Yeah.
aesthetics or looking not to get this. It's just what I mean. And then
Uh-huh.
eventually one day, but I think I'm feeling like I might be looking good. Then I'll start looking. Oh
Start going back to the cutoffs.
yeah, it's not because I'm fucking. It's not because I'm like so like body dysmorphic or anything. It's because you losing muscles a terrible feeling.
Oh
But
yeah.
life. You always have to accept that, like, yo, life will get
Life
in the
rips.
way of that shit. Life rips,
Yeah.
baby. Life will always get in the way. So I always respect these wrestlers. There's guys who fluctuate. Like Seth's a guy who like fluctuates. Like he's always in great shape. But there's
Mhm.
times where he's like truly like his waist is mad small and his shoulders are big. You know what I mean? And then there's
Right.
times where he's looking a little puffy and this and that. When you're wrestling, you gotta fucking you get used to it. By the way, Rollins won in the last match at the Castle, Clash at the Castle, which I forgot because that's when I was in
Yeah.
Mexico.
Oh yeah.
So Riddle set up to win, and then he could be
Oh,
set up to win because Matt Riddle establishing him as like the fight pit master is very fun, very fucking cool.
like
Matt
the
Riddle,
best.
the pit master. Matt Riddle, great. He's fucking really good.
And like
Really good.
it's almost hard to find something in WWE right now that isn't like good. Like I honestly truly believe that. Like you have to dig pretty deep, and it's like like you see how the crowds are reacting. Like
Yeah.
first of all, having that the Canadian run recently is like awesome. Those crowds rule. But I just it's just entertaining television. That's the thing that's really important. Like I don't want to feel like I'm getting down on AEW, but AEW is not. It's for the matches. Like it's a different show now, and I'm finding it hard to like tune into that and be entertained throughout 2 hours of a show when there's no real like I almost getting too much at WWE that like it's such the opposite of the style of shows. And I almost want to I'd rather be there live all the time in the crowd for AEW than just watching it on TV. Like, I don't know. It's an interesting time. And also Kenny and the Bucks are still on around. And I think the Hurricane messed up the plans this week for AEW. So they had to switch some things around, but I think a lot of
Bro, the
wrestlers
hurricane. That hurricane should have been called the wrestling cane, bro, or Hurricane Rana. That I mean, like every wrestler lives where that shit hit.
Yeah.
And by the way, to any listeners who are affected by that, I hope everybody's safe. And seems like a lot of property damage, but everybody seems to be safe. From it that I've seen on my feed and stuff. But that hurricane was no joke.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Anyway, yeah, pick your poison. Come to California. You could be potentially on fire.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the crazy thing when you live in LA. Like sometimes I just walk out of my house in the morning and then it's like smells like like something's on fire. You're like, if I go to the gym now, chance I come home I have no house. It's fucking insane. Obviously, knock on wood has not happened. But it's just, it's.
Is it Armageddon? Are we living in Armageddon? What's going on?
Dude, I told you. I feel like we're already in hell. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Hey, move to Austin, man. You could do last improv show down here. I mean, it's not like it's. I mean, it's fun down here, man.
All right, cool. I'm moving there.
Move
right
down
now.
here. Maybe you gotta get out of LA. Get out of LA.
So, by the way, I did the show with Roosh.
Yeah. He's all elite now.
Yeah, no, I thought he was all elite already because he did some stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it was officially all elite. Well, they're saying Andrade is trying to leave, right?
Probably.
What's the deal? Like Andrade, let's talk about Andrade for a second. Like, couple things. Probably he's a guy who is cool going to a Triple H WWE, correct?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. So he could be eyeing up going back, and also because they would take him, no question, because first off, it makes Charlotte happy, which is a huge deal, because she seems to be unhappy a lot, and they seem to do wrong by her a lot too, but what we're talking, yeah, but we got to call a spade here, which is that like Andrade never. He's one of the, he for some reason is like an almost talent, like he never fucking he's like a hype guy. He never gets there. He never gets past the hype,
Yeah.
Like he has good matches, but then he never puts it together. Like his ring attire will be good for one match and then go back to like awful for 4 months. Am I wrong?
those pants, man. Just take
He's
them
like,
off.
yeah, he's dressed like fucking. He's in the movie Dick Tracy. You know.
I
And,
can imagine. I think he wants to get out, one, so he can go back to WWE, and I think
right.
like be with Charlotte. I think that's one. Two, I just firmly believe that he would like fit in perfectly with like Legato. Like they have that stable already there,
Yeah.
and he comes back, and now you have a full blown stable with Andrade, which is he's never had like that official good stable for him. Like he went over. I don't even know why him and Private Party and Butcher and the Blade are still together, and then you got Roosh, and sometimes they're with somebody else. It's like it's all right there. So that stuff isn't gonna work on a show that's the style that Dynamite and Rampage are. Like he has the potential to do it, but it's not gonna happen with that. And it's like it seems like he should be a TNT champion.
He's just a dude who he can't put it together. There's a ton of these guys. There's a ton of talents. They're
But
great. They're
but
great talents, but they
I
never
just
get
don't
there.
understand what's going on there. How do you not have FTR on TV like every week? How do you not have Wardlow in like they're cooling off people? ROH stuff is just like getting in the way now. Like it's
Look, it's
weird.
tough.
It's
To
just
Tony
weird.
Khan's credit, it's really tough. It's tough to have a show that has coherent storytelling,
Yeah.
and consistent storytelling week to week. When he's only got 3 hours of television a week, you know. Um, so
Yeah.
you know like I saw a lot of complaints. I saw some article that was saying like that there's been a lot of promos in AEW lately, and like someone was saying that as a negative. You know, I have a very different perspective on all that, which is like,
Yeah.
let's flash back to the Attitude Era, right? I know that this kind of TV format for wrestling took a lot of heat as like being kind of stale for a while in WWE,
Mm-hmm.
but that's because what they were doing was becoming like formulaic, meaning like 20-minute intro, segment that
Mm-hmm.
ends in like somebody coming out challenging, and then it's like end of the night, I'll challenge you. Like that's all they did, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like that all being said, there was a reason all of that stuff really worked. It was because an audience, you would have Stone Cold come out at the beginning of the night, for example, set up his intention, his feelings. He's your
Uh-huh.
champion. Like, here's what I'm feeling right now and what I'm anticipating and blah, blah, blah. And then he would do something maybe out of line. And then there's repercussions to that because you see management, right? And
Mm-hmm.
management has an ad, so it's like the show. It's some version of like the show that goes wrong, right? Where like essentially you're supposed to believe that this was gonna just be a series of matches, like, for these fighters to increase their record and get closer to championship paydays,
Right.
But instead, there's always some main event that got scrapped because Stone Cold and The Rock went head to head in front of the crowd and everybody cheered. So then the GM was like, you know what? Fine. Let's do it tonight. You're both going on the main event, right? Now,
Yep.
but like it does give like some version of that. You don't need it every single week. Gives the show structure.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, let me see what's gonna happen. Whereas, with AEW, the show feels a lot of times a little bit all over the place. It's like, oh, now it's an ROH title, and they don't even explain like what is ROH. Like not every audience member understands what that is. To be honest, I don't even understand what ROH is at this point now, because it doesn't have its own show. So like
Right.
when at NXT, like in WWE, it'd be like on NXT, like they're like, oh, this is the NXT champion. You can check him out on Tuesday night. Like it has
Mm-hmm.
its own show. So you're like, the NXT champion is popping in on this program also. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
fine. ROH is just essentially like a segment within Dynamite, but there's also titles, and I don't have any basis for the fact that are they paid less? What is the prestige of any of these titles? Like there's 5,000
Honor.
titles,
It's
right?
honor, Dan.
Right. Yeah. Well, that stuff I like about Ring of Honor. Like I like all the handshake stuff. Like
Me
the
too.
company of Ring of Honor has a very storied, respectful, dope
Well,
history.
here's a perfect example. They
But
start
Dynamite, I'm saying, has no Dynamite has no structure as a TV show, and
No.
they get away with it because they follow records. You know what I mean? But watch how easily it all falls apart when you have real things happening like CM Punk and this and that and blah blah blah, and they have no real mechanism to acknowledge that within the context of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So then, you just have Tony Khan just show a quick video and then just be like, "There's going to be a tournament," and then it's like now you're just watching a tournament again. So you're not dealing with what makes wrestling great, which is that it's fake sport.
And
So it's theater. So why not lean into the theater? It's work shoot theater. It's real life blending the lines between real and fake slash scripted, and playing with that in a theatrical way. And they don't play with that at all. You know?
no, yeah, like maybe I would say there's a handful of it going on, but like perfect
No,
example
they
is
do. Is
they start
MJF
they
does.
yeah, that's what I was gonna
He's
say.
the best.
I did
Yeah.
yeah, obviously I was that's where I was going with
And
it, but
Punk does it when he was there. You know?
yeah. Well,
But, like
here's the
Kenny
thing:
doesn't do it. Those guys are
they
out
s-
to sea. You know?
they start Dynamite off after a Grand Slam week, coming off Grand Slam week. They have Dynamite this week, and they started off with Jericho as the ROH champion. Like it's like this is AEW. Like if you were gonna do that thing with the women's division with how does she say it now, Saraya, uh, why not start the night off with that? Like put your women out there first, have her come out, cut the promo that she's gonna like rebuild the women's division and do stuff. But he started off with Jericho, and I'm like, I'm watching AEW. Like, where they? This isn't an AEW show. This is ROH now. So it's like, it was just a weird vibe. I think they had because of the hurricane and shit. I think they, switched up orders and stuff. But
Right.
I said it. I said that I saw it from a mile away coming. It's like, he should start off with the women, but he's probably going to start off with Jericho. And sure as shit he did, because it's entertaining, and the wrestling is top notch, but like
Right.
it's very rinse and repeat, man. It's very like, okay, this is how we're going to get here. Oh, we got a new champion, and what's going to be next, it's just
But look,
and not utilizing the talent to its ability. Like that's something that everybody used to hate about WWE. It's like you have all this talent, use the talent, and then they have all this talent there, and it's like Jade's not on Dynamite. Wardlow doesn't have to it's like, come on, like there's talent in this. You are just for some reason when these people get their time to shine and the crowd's over on them, they get like put to the back. It's like weird. It's weird. I don't get it. Like you have the talent. Your fans are into this. Like do it. Like
Well, again, it's hard to. I know looking at the schedule, to their credit, like looking at the schedule and like scheduling time. I'm not saying it's easy, but but what I am saying is that the the show could feel more like a show. Like I if you're if you're making a show that's for wrestling purist, which seems to
mhm,
be like kind of a big way they're going,
mhm,
you're missing. I feel like you're missing out on the crossover WWE viewer, right? Like
totally.
you right, and you're missing out on. I think about this. Let's talk about my dad. Like for example, like my dad will click through, and he likes wrestling. He'll click through, and then can you like draw him in? You know,
Mhm.
that's gonna have to be through storytelling. If
Well, I think it's
my dad will watch it and just be like, "Oh, Jericho's the champion," and be like, then but he had another title, like right, like an ROH thing. Like
yeah.
he'll be like, I don't know, he had the title, then the other guy, everybody, like everyone's got a title. It's just kind of like it's not it's a bit of a mess. Like here's how I would I mean I, obviously maybe I'll go back on this, but like I might give my wrestling show a little more structure. You could fuck with it, but I might go like something like this. Like, all right, like as you know, our first two matches are like record matches or something, right? Like these are exhibition matches. Like these are just to boost up these records and be like, this Kenny Omega's having he's rebuilding right now. He's like 2-0. You know, these guys are both looking for the title. Like boom, like something like that because they're all going for the title. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and then you build towards that, right? You're like, oh, okay. Like when they had Hangman was on like a losing streak. You're like, oh, he's building up. These two guys are building up. They're both on a winning streak. Now they should face each other. Like that would be cool, you know? And there'll be less focus on everybody having a title and having titles of different companies and different. It's like TBS, TNT, AEW Championship. Like those are names of one is the name of another promotion. Two of these titles are named after TV channels. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's just it's all over the place. Is my opinion of the product. That being said, the talent put on fucking great matches. You
Mm-hmm.
watch back like Forbidden Door, you're not getting Forbidden Door. So like I'm
Yeah.
happy with this pocket that AEW lives in, but I
Uh-huh.
personally, as a viewer, get frustrated watching it week to week,
Same.
just being like, there's not enough. It's not. It's not. There's no.
It's
Seems to be no like consistent plan.
You can
Um,
tell what it is. It's very clear and obvious. It's a ratings show. He cares about the ratings. He wants the ratings to be up. So what that's why you get the all these specialty shows on Wednesdays and Fridays, right? And there's so many title matches that he'll just continue to put these cards out and there's always like multiple title matches on a weekly show. So what that and change does is lessen the specialty of your pay-per-views because now you're just having pay-per-views and it's like, all right, but like I've seen all these title matches. Like it feels like, like the best example is you roll Tony Storm out there after last week and give her a title match against Serena Deeb. Like there's why started telling a story in that division. Like it's like like you said it perfectly,
what
and I'm
was the
on the
page
same
segment?
page.
What was the page segment on Dynamite?
She just pretty much came out and said that she's
I
here to
forgot
like
it.
this is the actual evolution. Like kind of like that thing. Like she's doing she's gonna be
Women's
the leader.
Revolution.
Yeah, she's gonna be the leader of
I
the
don't remember
AEW's
it
women's
all.
division. But
God, I was so sick then. Probably who even knows. I remember her outfit. Is that weird?
yeah, she had
uh,
a sick jacket on.
yeah, it was very cool. Uh, let's see if I can find this promo.
Give it up for the Hangman.
Give it up for the Hangman. By the way, we're recording this late on a Sunday, so the House of the Dragon will be out today. Correct?
Yeah, it's gonna actually it started already. I think 8 o'clock it starts. Oh no, 9 o'clock starts over here. So yeah, I think right after this I'm gonna watch that.
Is it? You've been watching the Lord of the Rings show? We talked about
No,
it. No, right? Me either.
no, no.
I put that on and I just was like, I heard a little bit of the like flute, like, and I was like, I don't know. But I don't know. Is people liking it? I haven't heard any. It's weird. I haven't heard anything about it.
I think it's Lord of the Rings is very much for people who watch Lord of the Rings. But I did hear that
Is it more like for
if
kids?
like you don't like you can just watch it on your own and not really have to be too much into Lord of the Rings to appreciate it. I hear it like looks awesome and it's kind of cool, but I don't
All
know.
right, cool.
I got done binging Dahmer and
Yo,
um,
so there's so much talk about Dahmer. Should I watch it? It seems so fucked up. I'm like, probably gonna watch it.
it's fucked up. People are just man. We live in a wild. We are living in hell. We are.
I was well,
We're
it's
living in hell.
interesting because like I don't know. I mean, let's just have it. Let's because who knows? Maybe this will come for wrestling too. Because like wrestling is essentially like fake violence, right? It's like glorifying violence in a way. Like it is so interesting. We're all starting to be like everybody's in so much so much we're so frustrated. Let's not say pain or whatever, but
Yeah.
everybody's struggling and frustrated in their own ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's not a single industry that's not affected by what we've been through the past couple of years. And there's not a single life that's not affected by the division of this country. You know what I mean? In some way
Mm-hmm.
or with other. Even if you can't physically you can't like exactly point to it, trust me, it's there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I went out, I won't even give an example, but I went out last night and I was in a conversation, and I was like somebody said something to me and I was like, Wow, boy, oh boy, do I disagree. Like we're two people like on the same side of the aisle, let's say. But I was like, you are like what you're saying is so out of touch, and I'm out of time. And I'm like, and then I was so much more worked up by this than I should be, and I think that's just like a symptom of the time, right? Which is like
Yeah.
I'm so frustrated that everybody's like disagreeing and being so like militant about this and that and like things that don't really matter. You know what I
Wild.
mean? And like it kind of like bothers me that like we had all the like I feel like I'm like I don't know, whatever. Like the real things
It's
we could have something like Roe v. Wade be overturned, and then like the next day argue about stupid shit. You know
yeah.
what I mean? And then you're like, wait, what? We get so distracted. But then it's like we put out the show Dahmer, and like that's getting a lot of people are like pushing back on that because they're like, oh man, it's just like glorifying and it can be triggering to people who've been through this and blah blah blah. It's like, well, all right. Let's not like come down on this one show. This is like the one show you guys decided was too far. You know what I mean? Like this is what the, these television channels, they ain't wasting money. Like they're looking at research on what people are looking to watch, what you're clicking on, and so
it's
you
wild,
guys,
man.
all you want can be like your soapbox about what it is, but behind closed doors, when you're clicking through, what do you land on? That's the only thing that will get made. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
You know,
Anyway, it's like
it's
the
just
virtue signaling
it's
is
not even.
not matching the
Did we talk about
algorithm.
this on the bonus episode? I don't even know,
But
but it's just wild, dude. It's like all of a sudden, then people are so like, we'll post like, or and tweet, and like it could just be some random person be like, hey, or like create a TikTok or say something along the lines of like, is it me or do I feel bad for Jeffrey Dahmer? Like, and then a guy is like accepting Dahmer as a brother in Christ because he acknowledged Jesus Christ as his tribal chief. It's like,
wait,
it's
wait, what happened? I don't know what you're talking about.
in
I didn't see the show, so
In Dahmer at the end, he sees on the TV like
was it
John Wayne
spoiler alert?
Gacy. No, it's not really a spoiler alert.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it doesn't really
Yeah,
have
it's not.
anything to do.
It's not
But John
interesting.
Wayne Gacy gets is put on whatever, death row. Is death row? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
And he, before like going, they execute him. He like announces that like he found
he's like,
Christ, and
yeah.
so that he believes he's going to be going to heaven. So Dahmer kind of sees it and like goes down the same line. And then there's like people making TikToks like, well, if Jeffrey Dahmer, is, I accept him as a brother in Christ. It's like, where are we? What? Like, oh, oh my God, dude. Like, just, I know we come on here and overanalyze wrestling to an unhealthy degree, but we're talking about wrestling. Like, it's like not everything needs to be talked about anymore.
Well,
Like,
like here's the thing. Like it's like
what are
it's
we saying? And,
you
and
know
then and then people latch onto that stuff. Like we're I've seen so many people that I know just go to battles. Like it's very toxic in the wrestling community too. It's like some guy will just come on and say something about somebody, and then like everybody latches onto it. And then you just like go to the profile and it's like the person has 34 followers. It's like, what? It's not like a number
yeah.
really matters, but like that clearly
It's
is
like
a
vocal
bot.
minority shit.
Yeah, it's like a bot, and they're
But
doing this on purpose. And then you're like, we people can't help themselves, but they get into it, and it sucks because what the things are said. Like, good example, like the over
yeah,
like exaggeration hate on like a show like She-Hulk or something, right? Where
yeah,
I think it's entertaining as fuck to watch. I think it's a cool
right.
different spin on Marvel. I like those kind of shows, but like people will go out of their way to like bury it, and I'm just like, yo, it's like chill the fuck out. Like, like people are upset that Wolverine is gonna be in Deadpool after Logan was supposed to be the last Wolverine movie, and Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman said he wasn't gonna play, and now people are like, oh my god, like Wolverine's back. It's like,
Well, that's
yo,
where being a wrestling fan comes in handy, right? Because we know
like
there's no
Wolverine's
such
gonna
thing
be
as a
in.
retirement. There's no such thing as
Oh,
we know the
that
only
motherfucker.
retirement is 6 feet under, baby.
Listen, man.
Everybody knows that. Ric Flair's already talking about doing another match. You know?
Yeah, he's like, I'm never retired. I'm like, obviously, Ric Flair's never retired.
Yeah. Oh man, that's one of the best moments in wrestling when he's in the ring and he goes, "I will never retire." He's like, "I came here tonight. I gotta watch that. I gotta pull that up on my phone. I'll play it
Dude,
for you guys.
it's
But
just
so
wild. Like,
yeah,
you know, and you can't even watch something now without like someone saying something to make you not like it. You know,
well, the thing is
it's
this:
just
is
like
that
what you like.
yeah, but so
Watch
I
what you
kind of,
watch.
I kind of like that because like I can handle because I know for myself that like my parents when I grew up, my parents never told me I couldn't watch anything. That I didn't have like they were like, you go to our movies, they would buy me the R ticket, you can go
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
They didn't shield me from shit. But that's also because my parents like knew they're like, oh, he's like a good kid. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like I wasn't a kid who was like gonna watch something and then try to do it, except for wrestling though. One thing I
Mm.
would argue, side note, is like I was doing these wrestling moves on my brother, you know,
Yeah.
and I have like nightmares that it went bad. You know what I mean? Like still, I'll like it could pop up in my dream because like I was giving him like power bombs onto my parents' like shitty mattress. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like, you know, he
Yeah,
could have fell
this
off the. You know what I mean? Like if I
yeah,
had
this
kids,
is
that'd
when
be a
there was
nightmare to
like
me.
hard springs in the mattress, like not this like
Yeah,
aqua gel shit that we have now, you know.
yeah. This ain't Casper, bro.
Oh yeah.
So like,
I
you
mean, my
know,
brother and I always we had a choreographed wrestling move all the time, which was the off the ropes, miss clothesline, I dunk on, I dunk under, I come back, he ducks under, miss clothesline, then into the double
the
clothesline,
double close on, yeah, like the
the double
Warrior
into
Hogan.
the double, like both go
Yeah,
down,
yeah,
they're out. I mean, we
yeah.
used to put each other in the nastiest Boston crabs. I was loved the figure four, big figure four guy. I used to lock that thing in on my brother so much. Obviously, reverse the pressure. You know, we used to beat the shit out of me and my brother. I'm not fucking leaving.
Wow. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a hard belief on that.
Oh my god, it's the fucking best. He
Yeah,
goes, I will retire when I'm dead in this ring. I got too much juice left. Still the nature boy. Oh my god, it's so fucking funny. Yo, cause he says that it's like a 3-minute lead up. And then he eventually just goes, I'm just here to tell you, after all these years, I will never retire. So fucking funny. Wrestling is great. Because who would
best.
ever do? I mean, they did that in Wolf of Wall Street, right? That's what you were saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, when
yeah.
he's like, I'm not
I'm not
leaving.
fucking
I'm
leaving.
not fucking leaving." That's the best. Oh, oh my god, what were we just talking about? Oh, yeah. So it's like my parents would send me around a movie, like, because it's like they know, like,
I think I
if
watched.
you have a
I
moral, like,
could,
why is it that you're gonna watch? Like, we're gonna watch. I don't watch things and then get ideas on how to be because I got my own fucking
I think I remember
personality.
going to Blockbuster with my mom and renting Half Baked, and she's like, "What's this about?" I'm like, "I don't know." And I watched it with her and my friend Frankie, and she's like, "Why are we watching this?" She's like, You guys can't be watching this." And I was like,
What, Half
"It's
Baked?
all right." Yeah, I was like, I think we were like fucking like 14 at the time, bro. Not
Yeah,
even.
dude. That's a great call because like the amount of like sex and drugs that I witnessed before I was doing sex and drugs, you know, it was
Yeah,
so much, but it never made me be like I gotta be doing, I gotta only focus on sex and only drugs. Like I still like went to school and like went to class and shit because I like respected
oh man,
authority and blah blah blah. You know what I
I
mean?
didn't. I didn't.
You did what? Oh yeah, Tullo was
My
just had sex
senior
all
year,
day.
well, not that, but my senior year of
High
high
school?
school, my second semester, I think I had like in physics class, because you didn't need to have physics in order to like graduate. It
Yeah,
was an alternate class, but I just took it because why you took physics, right? Your last year.
because of
There's
the
a
Bunsen
very
burner.
no,
Oh no, that's chemistry. Sorry. Uh,
very specific reasons on why you would do the physics class.
well, I don't have a fun answer. I would say just because it's really hard and you already
No,
submit to college.
You
But,
you used to have the trip to Six Flags at the end of the year.
Oh yeah, I
That's
didn't.
how
get to
they
do
got
that.
you to take physics. You know why you didn't get to do that?
What? Because
Baseball.
Oh.
Baseball
Oh
interfered.
shit! I
Also,
didn't get
remember
to
you
go
couldn't,
because
and you couldn't end spring break.
that's hilarious. I didn't remember that.
If you went away on spring break, Lezak said, doesn't matter.
Oh
You're
yeah,
off the
that's why.
team.
Yeah. But that's why. Yeah, he said like if you go away spring break, that's it because you gotta be.
Yeah.
Even though we had no games, everything's
Yeah.
all, you need to practice for the week.
Yeah.
The guy was such a fucking douche. You know, I mean, to be honest, you need. Like, I take that back. He's not a douche.
No.
Because
He's actually
not a douche
He's
because
actually a great guy.
he's not a douche, but he's not a douche.
He was
I
a
take that back.
hard ass.
He was a hard ass. But to be honest, you need people who give a shit about like you and who stand for shit like that in your life.
Yeah.
Because life's hard. You know, you need that kind of discipline.
Yeah.
Because like he taught me shit. I still stay like I still
Oh, yeah.
physical mental errors is like I always talk about
Yeah.
him. I talk about that all the fucking time on this podcast.
Yeah.
was
He knew how to motivate us.
Hell yeah. He was a great coach, and also he had the balls to like, coach like not fairly, just by merit. You know, like that
Yeah.
also was like blah blah blah. Like he benched the shit out of me. You know, I mean, you know what I mean? Like high school baseball really means nothing. You know, he could have just like let me play some fucking innings. I wasn't even that bad. You know, like when he did put me in, I would hit and field like I did fine. You know what I mean?
I have
It
like
was just-
vivid memories of, I think it was more JV baseball, but obviously I think we played together on VAR. Did you play your senior year? No, right?
I think my senior year I didn't play. That's what I was getting to. I didn't play so I can go on spring break.
Yeah.
And I think Wadowski played and then just quit before spring break.
I think so. Yeah.
Something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I
Like,
just
I
was
gotta
like,
go to
whatever. I already
Cabo.
applied to colleges and like I was gonna go to. I went to the Bahamas. You know, for
Yeah.
spring
It's
break.
crazy. It's crazy that our on Long Island it was very popular
fuck
to
with
go
my
away when you were like 8.
Yeah, it was like 18. What the fuck were my parents thinking? Like, not only
Let
that,
us
they let
go
me
to
not play
fucking
baseball, and also they paid for me to go to the Bahamas. I said,
Yeah.
actually, to be honest, I think I paid for that myself. No, I did. I
Yeah.
paid. This is fucking hilarious. I paid for my trip to Bahamas with my Bar Mitzvah money. And like it was a big deal. By the way, this trip was like $600-700.
You
Like it
paid-
wasn't.
you
Even,
paid-
It's like 8 of us in a fucking hotel room. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like a flight to. It was like not that expensive, truthfully. And like
Yeah.
and like my mom, like the amount of guilt she gave me for like taking that money out. She's like, if you want to go through all your life savings, my life savings at the time was like literally $2,000
Yeah.
that I got from my bar mitzvah. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was my life savings. You know, she's like, if you want to spend your whole life savings, go to the Bahamas. And I'm like,
Yeah.
imagine I
Yeah.
fucking listened to her. Like
That's
dude,
in
I-
a
my
that's in a
life
low
shit now.
interest savings account that like gets you
Yeah.
like 0.5% every 3 months, and like God forbid you want to cash in on the 40 stocks grandma gave you for your confirmation on Con Edison, right? To fucking have a little fun, you know?
Yeah,
God damn.
dude, that
Holy
mom's
shit.
dude. I think just man. I also think just inflation now. The cost of things has gotten so crazy that like parents don't even think like that anymore. Everyone understands like none of us can keep up, so whatever.
Yeah, because
You
you
know
gotta
what I
have
mean?
a
Like,
phone.
none of that-
You gotta have YouTube TV. You gotta have Disney Plus. You gotta have HBO
Yeah, like
Max.
the value of a dollar. You like our parents, they were like that generation. I mean, I can't speak for everybody's parents, but I guarantee your parents were similar in that way. We're like they were so cheap about the dollar. And I think now it's just probably just like, just fuck it. Something else is gonna eat that dollar. Like it's in, it's out, it's gone. It is what it is. Like we're all
Oh, yeah.
fucked. Go put it on the card, whatever. Because who the hell can? I mean, most families are like, because who cares? Because God, one thing happens, we're all fucked because we don't have health care anyway. Like So anyway, the point is, recently, I found an envelope that I guess my mom gave me, and it had like bonds I got from my bar
I
mitzvah.
was,
You know what I mean? And like from like my next door neighbors. Like so it's like
I was gonna say
I
like
went
bonds.
I went to the bank one day. I went to the bank, it was like, yo, what do I do with this? You know? You know what I mean?
Because that's a
And then,
perfect example
like,
of
yeah,
Long
this
Island
thing-
growing up. Like, oh yeah, they give you something, but then they never tell you what to do with it. You just have it, and
Dude,
like
it's just it's
one day
sitting
you're
there.
gonna figure it out.
I have okay. So I go into the bank and they're like, oh yeah, they're like, yeah, this thing. Here's here's this is a savings bond you got from 1995. You know what I mean? This thing is like it's a $50 savings bond that is like now $70 10 years later. I mean, bro, I'm not exaggerating. You know,
That you
like
had to
and they're
wait
like
$20
so.
to cash in, like
It's like I
20
waited
years.
like 12
Yeah.
years, 12 years too late to cash
Yeah.
in. I go there and they're like, yeah, here you go. Here's $70 for the. It's like easily this could have just been like that's why the government has all these fucking bearer bonds and shit because they're banking on the fact that they just sit in a drawer, right?
Yeah.
Because they got interest-free money from me for like 20 years. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't growing, you know. So I cashed it in and I walked away. I had got like $500 of
Bro,
like
my
bonds, and then I spent it on something so stupid. And then I just like I remember the feeling. I don't know what I bought, like something like probably food, you know, like whatever.
I
I went to
can't
the
even
grocery store.
emotionally get upset
Hold on,
about just
but listen,
watching.
I went to like
Yeah.
the grocery store with this money. These are like my dead relatives who like gave this to me on like my big special day, and then I spent it on like Pringles. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like and I remember it was like such a big moment to get like here's your grandmother wants to give you this special thing. It's a bond and it's got like the American flag
You
on
got a
it.
fucking
You know what
seal,
I
like a
mean?
gold seal, right in the middle of it too.
And all it did was buy me Pringles 22 years later. Bro, I gotta write this into a bit, right? I mean,
Oh yeah, you have
all
to.
right.
It's so good.
It's right. Like
Oh man,
that. I just think, but I look at. I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you, bro. I'm just like, but it's
I
the
don't
vital
care.
rights, you know. But my nephews now, like, you
It's
know, I look at my
violence.
nephews. They got fucking.
It's a
They're like
snake
six,
oil.
these kids are like 6 years old. They got iPhones. He's got the
Oh,
same iPhone as me. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, they're not fucking giving a shit about a $50 savings bond that
No.
my mom's like. It's in. If anything happens, your $50 savings bond is in this drawer. You know. And let me tell you, all that being said, I'm so glad I grew up in the time I grew up with. I understand that that makes me closer to death because I'm not
Yeah.
younger, but do I not envy these kids? You know?
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, these kids have it. You got to pretend you have everything.
Uh huh.
You know, like
I gave up.
it is a nightmare. You know that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
gave up. I gave up, dude. It snowed.
Anything about like man, like when I was a kid, I truly lived locally. You know, we
Uh-huh.
lived. We had the same upbringing. We lived in the same. We had the
Yeah,
same
we
school.
did
Everything.
not
We
go
lived
anywhere.
locally. Like you
Yeah.
know what I mean. Like our status was contained to like our school and this and that. I
We
mean,
had
not
we
to get
hung
into, like,
out at
man.
Dunkin'
Right.
Donuts on a Saturday.
Yeah, and you're
You
like,
know?
this is where we live, and we didn't even know there were other places, and we
Yeah.
knew there were, but we're like, we don't want to go there. Fuck those
No.
places are shit. I want to hang
Right.
out here. The hottest
Yeah.
girl here, who I'm into or whatever, like the cutest girl here, like she's the hottest girl in the whole world. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like that's how it should be. You know,
Uh-huh.
the fact that like these kids are growing up and looking at like competing against everybody, looking at like Kardashians and all this, like. I mean, boy, oh boy, like, I'm not saying that they lost that entirely, but
Mm.
it has gotten, I'm sure it has gotten so
Yeah, what's like high school like nowadays? It's gotta
diluted.
be horrible, right?
Check out Euphoria, bro.
I honestly don't watch.
Dude, I couldn't
Euphoria.
put on season 2 of Euphoria because season 1 of Euphoria was such torture. And then, like, I watched that, like, pre-Pando, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, post-Pando, pre-Pando, I watched that. Like, post-pandemic, I was pre-pandemic, I could watch things that were, like, disturbing to me. And you know, there's always a range of
Then-
disturbing because I'm watching disturbing things, right? But then, like after pandemic, I was like, I'm not putting that back on. Where like the abusive dad was like,
Oh,
I was like,
that was
I
like
cannot watch that shit. I can't.
You know what
watch
show did that?
shit.
Shameless did that to me.
Yeah.
I got through like 5 seasons. I'm like, why the fuck am I still watching this? I'm like, it's the same shit every time. This guy just fucking, they just let this dad just ruin their family over and over again.
Oh my god. I'm not
So
saying that we
depressing.
shouldn't shine a
Oh,
light
this
on
is
this
us.
stuff, blah, blah, blah.
This is us. This is us. I had to stop watching. I'm like fucking crying every episode of season 2. I'm like,
Oh, it's
I
too
like looked
emotional.
I looked at myself in the mirror. I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I like?
I think
but that's
This
how
Is
I.
Us was kind of like masturbating, but for tears. All right.
Well, fucking, it
I
hurt,
think
man.
that was like designed like if you were looking to get a cry out, like you're looking to crank the tear buds. I think Jamie
Yeah.
had a joke like that. You know what I mean?
And it didn't help that
maybe
everybody
even
told
say
me I
something
look like the dad that is dead.
She would put in
You know?
steel magnolias to rub one out of her eyes. Yeah.
You know, everybody's like, "Oh, you kind of look like Jack, the dad that dies in This Is Us." I'm like,
Oh
thanks.
yeah, you do look like him. Yeah.
Yeah, especially like I was
Yo,
rocking a mustache at one point too.
Yeah, that you do look like that guy. You do look like a lot of handsome men, Tullo. That's a good
Thanks,
thing.
bro. I
That's a
know
good
it's
thing.
actually great. I mean, you
That's
think
a
I'd
good
be
thing.
married by now, but
Are you trying to get married? Don't recommend. But
you're more about the toxic relationship, right? I know.
yeah. Oh shit, I'm dying, dude. That bit, one of the bits I got to write down that fucking the bit about the spending the certificate of my dead, like dead
Yeah.
people's. I literally
Yeah.
bought Pringles.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
fucking funny and true. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I
A lot
yeah,
of bits. A lot of bits get worked out on this pod.
hell yes. Anyway, what
Oh,
were we
man.
talking about? Oh, wrestling. Yeah, wrestling. Good time. Let's try to watch. I'm saying like maybe we watch. I don't know exactly. Well, let me plug some shit quickly.
Yeah. You got a lot
October 8th, which is the day of Extreme Rules, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Saturday 8th. Well, you'll be watching Extreme Rules. Remember on Comedy Central, the movie Cursed Friends is coming out.
Right.
With my friends, Harvey Guillen. Shit, I fucking forget how to say his last name, but he's my friend from what we do in the shadows. All right, it's fine. I'm gonna butcher his last name. I don't want to do that. Nicole Byer, Jess Lowe.
You're in it.
I'm in the
Shit.
movie. I have a scene in the movie. I'm sure it's very short, so like don't like expect me to do like this. But it's very comedic. It's a comedic scene, you know. So I get to be fun. I got to be like deliberately funny in it. You know what I mean?
Love that.
Because actually, this I didn't tell. Yeah, so you can check it out. Here's the other thing. I gotta maybe I'll post this or something, but I didn't. I'm actually in the weird. I'm in the Apple video for the iPhone 14 features video.
Really?
Yeah, it's on YouTube right now. Like I'm in it for truly 1 second. Like towards the end. But it's like this video on YouTube where they explain all the features of the new iPhone. And I'm in that video, so you can check that out. And yeah, but anyway, more importantly, when you watch your Extreme Rules, check out Cursed Friends. Also, the guys who wrote it, Eisenberg Brothers, those are fucking cool dudes. Will Arnett's in the movie. Nicole Richie's in the movie. Joey Fatone's in the movie.
Love that.
It has got so many funny, like cool and silly people in it.
Shit, can't
my
wait
friend
to watch
Allison Rich. I did a scene with my friend Allison Rich, who's fucking hilarious. God, who else is in this movie? There's like so many people in this movie. Yeah, check it out. So I don't remember what I was saying that, but check that out. Check out Skylers show.
Comedy Poll Show.
Go help me, Todd. Check out
Yeah,
Comedy Poll Show, October 26th. Jesus, Comedy Poll Show. Fucking poor Christina and I were so sick going into this show. I didn't think I could do the show. Then I tested negative, so I did, but we had to scrap our bid. It was, oh my god, getting sick, it's rough, bro, rough.
But you
It's
pulled it
crazy
off.
'cause LA. I didn't get sick in LA for a while. You know, like in my mind, you can't get sick in LA. It's like good weather. I was thinking in my mind when I moved to LA.
You started off the podcast talking about how you've gotten sick over the last 2 years so many times, and now you're like, in my mind,
when I moved to LA, in my mind, I was like, this place, the sun's always out. Like my mind, sickness always came from like the fact that I get rained on in like New York. It was a weather thing. It was like, it's cold. It felt like sickness.
That was just depression.
Yeah. Anyway, wrestling's good. Let's get out of here.
Let's end on that.
What do you want to do? Yeah, Tullo, talk about anything else.
That's it, man. Listen. We'll figure out the schedule this week. I mean, you have to tell me. We'll talk after this, but let's try and get back to We should do a bonus episode maybe.
We should be able to record on schedule this week.
Yeah. Do you have last improv show tomorrow?
Got last episode tomorrow. Yeah,
Sold out.
sold out. Well,
Let's
actually,
go.
actually, let's check right now while we'll do it live on the air here. There was literally 2 tickets left the
Love
last
this.
time I checked. So, but since then, the venue posted saying that there's not a lot of tickets left. You know.
Okay. Here we
so-
go.
oh,
Drum
so-
roll, please.
Still, no, I still think those 2 tickets are available if someone wants them. No, 1 ticket left. Look,
Wow.
1.
Wow. Can't see it. You always do this.
Oh, whatever. I always do that. 1. There was 2 when I went on here. There's literally 1.
That was sold
Um,
out.
Yeah, that's that's 200 seat arena. Let's call it.
Holy
you know?
shit.
Hell yeah, we've sold the 200 seater out twice now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you got what's his name giving you Neil Casey giving you Judas effects.
Oh
middle
my
of
god,
stage.
yeah, this is a picture I posted on my Instagram at Damn Black Attack. Check it out. It looks like Neil is rocking me with a Judas effect.
Yeah. It's a good one.
I don't know what was happening in that scene though. I think we do a lot of scenes of one of us having a heart attack. So yeah. Anyway, good shit.
All right.
I'm gonna go heal up a little bit.
Yeah. Yo, drink some
Tullo.
tea, dude. Why don't you drink
Yeah.
some tea? That will help you feel better.
I was having tea, man.
Have some tea with
see,
some
I
honey,
have a
little
big
lemon.
audition. I got a big audition here. I still have to film.
All right.
I'm doing a little stand up before the show tomorrow night because I got to film it for something. And
Sick.
I'm trying stuff. I somehow squeezed in a fucking haircut. My hair was insane. I hadn't cut my hair in like 2.5 months, probably. Like, you
Let's
know what
go.
I mean?
Right back on it. Hey, we may
yeah.
be living in hell, but we're on our way to heaven, man.
Absolutely. They're actually one thing I'm going to announce that I'm buying a stairway to it.
And listen,
Well, actually,
have you acknowledged Jesus
he's
Christ as your tribal chief?
yes, of course. I'm
Okay.
now a Christian.
So then we're
deep
brothers in
Christian.
Christ. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we're good.
I'm now a
That's how we
Christian.
get
I
out of
love
hell.
that. The bloodline is pure.
All right, man.
Great. Hey, everybody, good shit. Keep watching wrestling. Kisses.
Yeah, you can.
Cheers up.
You can eat my ass.